free air in Fiji. And I want to start, as we do in Australia, by acknowledging the traditional owners of this land on which we are meeting today, the Manua of Suva, and I pay my respects to them, to their elders, past and present. I know as we speak, the new Great Council of Chiefs complex meeting house will be opened. It's an auspicious moment for Fiji, and I was really privileged this morning to meet with the GCC Chair, Ratu Viliami Suruvakula, to congratulate him on this important occasion. And we talked about the ways in which our Vale partnership is building connection between First Nations people, traditional owners in both our countries. I also acknowledge our friends who are here with us today, the Honourable Minister for Health. Thank you for being with us, Minister Lalabalavu. It's good to see you again. We've decided I'm coming back regularly because that way we make sure things keep happening in this. We keep having progress. I'm also here with, and I also acknowledge my friend, the Assistant Minister for Foreign Affairs, Lenora Ngera Tambua. I acknowledge representatives of the Ministry of Health and the CWM Hospital. I acknowledge the dedicated health workers. Thank you for your work, for all that you do in our communities, all you do here in the community, but around the world. I think the pandemic reminded us of how important you are, so thank you. I also acknowledge members of the media who are here today. You may not get the same applause. I'm here with a very good friend of mine, an old friend, a new Assistant Minister, Minister Matt Thistlethwaite. He is no stranger to the region. He's a long-standing friend of the Pacific, and I'm very, very pleased that he's agreed to come with me on this, our first visit after our re-election. It's almost 3 years to the day since I first travelled to Fiji as Australia's Foreign Minister. It was my very first bilateral visit in this role, and this is my very first in the re-elected government. And we're here very soon after the election. That's not a coincidence. It's a sign of respect, and it's a symbol of the priority we give this relationship, both bilateral relationship with Fiji, but also the relationship with our region. We place great importance on our partnership with our Fijian people. This morning I had the honour of meeting again a good friend of Australia's, Prime Minister Rambuka, to talk about our two countries and how we bring them closer together. I, as always, sought his guidance in uncertain times. How is it that Australia, Fiji and the region can work together to support the things we want? Peace, stability, prosperity. And I'm really so honoured to return here today to CWM, to see our health partnership in action. Access to quality healthcare matters. It matters to people around the world. It matters to the people of Fiji. And it matters to the people of Australia. It certainly was one of the central issues in the Australian election campaign, was access to healthcare. Health is the foundation of opportunity. Without it, children cannot thrive, parents cannot work, and communities cannot work. So when I was here in August with Prime Minister Rambuka, we committed to work together to strengthen Fiji's health system. And we set in motion the infrastructure master plan for a new national hospital. Today we take the next step with the launch of the clinical services plan. This plan sets out what services Fiji and the region will require in the future, and importantly, the workforce needed to deliver it. It provides a blueprint not only for the new national hospital, but also for strengthening services here at CWM. When I was here last August, doctors, nurses and patients told us what they thought needed to change, and together we've begun that work, including renovating the acute patient ward, fixing critical plumbing in the maternity ward, boosting water storage and repairing the roof to stop the persistent leaks. She's very excited about it. These are practical improvements, and I had a wonderful example of some practical improvements today where one of your medical staff spoke about a new management system which enabled much better assessment of patients, which has led to lives being saved. Practical improvements that make a difference. That's what we want. Make a difference to health workers who come here every day to care for others. And a practical difference that shows a belief in the dignity every patient deserves. Every patient deserves. Now, there are deeper challenges still. I know that the rise in HIV cases is a serious concern. And can I commend your Honourable Minister for Health for your leadership? Your leadership in the face of this outbreak, declaring the outbreak so resources could be mobilised. Australia is stepping up in our support, and I am pleased to announce that Australia will provide an additional Fijian dollars 5.7 million to support Fiji to implement your HIV response plan. This includes funding for disease surveillance, for testing, for vital community-led prevention and treatment initiatives. And this is, of course, in addition to our 30 million CWM health infrastructure commitment and our commitment of 8 million per year to strengthen Fiji's health systems. We're really honoured to be your largest health sector partner. And what we aspire to be is a partner that walks with you. We aspire to be a partner who listens, and we aspire to be a partner that works with you to build that better future. Finally, I want to again recognise the efforts of the CWM hospital staff. I want to recognise Australian awardees who work in radiology and midwifery, who often work tirelessly to deliver the best possible care for patients in challenging circumstances. Again, I say to you, frontline workers are the backbone of any healthcare system, and I honour your tireless efforts. Your care, your dedication, your resilience alleviates suffering and saves lives. So I look forward to speaking with you at the afternoon tea. So thank you to all for allowing us to come back to visit with you again. And I wish you well in the journey of transformation of this precinct and the new hospital. And I look forward to many more visits where we can see that progress underway. And I'll go to the level and thank you very much.
Senator, Honourable Penny Wong, Minister for Foreign Affairs, Australian Government, Assistant Minister for Foreign Affairs, Honourable Cecil Thwip, Your Excellency Peter Roberts, the High Commissioner of Australia and Fiji, senior officials of the DFET in Fiji, Acting PS of Health, Medical Services, the Medical Superintendent, Dr. Luque, and the senior staff, CWM Hospital, distinguished guests, members of the media, and Sambo Levinaka. Allow me to begin by extending our heartfelt congratulations to Senator, the Honourable Penny Wong, and the Honourable Assistant Minister, and the Australian Labor Party on their re-election. Senator Wong has long been a strong advocate for the Pacific, and her leadership continues to strengthen the ties between our two nations. And with that being said, I'd just like to take this opportunity once again, Minister Penny Wong, to congratulate you and thank you sincerely for choosing to visit Fiji and the Pacific region soon after being sworn in and re-elected. And again, it shows the Government of Australia and your good self, your commitment to the Vuvale Partnership, as well as ensuring that health service delivery in Fiji is improved. And with that, we thank the Government and people of Australia for the continued commitment to the Vuvale Partnership. We have a long-standing relationship built on shared values, family, mutual respect, and by working together on mutual interests, both nationally and in the region too. And thank you for a meaningful partnership between our nations and our people. I believe at the heart of our partnership is a shared vision that every Fijian, no matter who they are or where they live, should have access to quality health care. Health is one of the top priorities for our government, and a challenging one as well, because it's about the people of Fiji and their everyday needs. With ongoing support from Australia, we have been able to make meaningful reforms that are improving the services we deliver, and not forgetting the tremendous support shown to us during the time of COVID-19 and the aftermaths of Cyclone Winston. Australia's investment in people, particularly through fellowships and scholarships, has helped us to strengthen our skills and capacity of our health workforce and other key sectors. And I'm especially pleased to see some of you here today who have benefited from Australian awards. These are investments that make real differences together, and we make steady progress. We are moving forward with the CWM redevelopment project, and today we will launch the clinical services plan, developed in close collaboration with CWM's clinical staff. This plan will guide us in the development of the final master plan and help us identify and address key service challenges with the health sector. Just last week, the master planning team worked with CWM's clinical and management teams to begin implementation planning. This ensures that we are improving services now, well and before the new hospital is completed. So in the months ahead, you will see much needed upgrades at CWM through Australia's priority infrastructure plan, launched right here in February by the Honourable Prime Minister and the former High Commissioner of Australia. From fixing leaking roofs to securing a stable water supply system, these much needed improvement works will extend the hospital's infrastructure lifespan while we work towards a new one. Under Australia's cyclone rehabilitation plan, we are also upgrading 2 rural subdivisional hospitals. The Taviuni Subdivisional Hospital, clear my interest, and Kandamu Subdivisional Hospital, to make them more climate resilient and accessible and up to acceptable standards. And through the Australian Fiji Health Program, we look forward to establishing minimum service standards to ensure better care in our rural and remote areas. With Australia's support, we are reforming our medical supply. As you have heard recently, a digital system in improving our system to track, procure medical supplies. We have fully rolled out to all our health facilities and now implementing the system, and I can say confidently that we are making great strides. We are also expanding our digital health systems to support better decision making, faster outbreak responses, and improve health outcomes. Through our partnership with Australia, we have now launched a national digital health strategy, and we are excited to see digital systems rolled out at the CWM, such as the radiology respect system, as part of the broader master plan. Ladies and gentlemen, these are real and practical changes in making difference in the everyday practice of our healthcare workers, impacting our patients and communities. I'm often asked what makes our partnership with Australia work so well. The answer is flexibility. Whether it's COVID, cyclone, For urgent health issues like the current HIV outbreak, Australia has stood with us, fast, responsive, and without unnecessary red tape. That kind of trust-based support is rare, and it's what makes the Valley Partnership so valuable. This partnership also helps us to reach those who are too often easily left behind. Gender equity, disability, social inclusion was not always front and center, but with DFAT support, we are embedding these principles into our ministry's work. We are now working closely with organizations of persons with disability. 2 of them are delivering services right here at CWM, sign language interpretation for the deaf and hard of hearing, and wheelchair maintenance through Spinal Injuries Association. Together, we are building a system that serves everyone, not just those easiest to reach. As we look ahead, we know the work is not yet done, but we know now have better health systems, a skilled and growing workforce, and trusted partnership with Australia to carry us forward. And the government remains committed to working with you under the Valley Partnership to build smarter, equitable, and more resilient health services for all Fijians. Once again, Lalabalavu to the government and to the people of Australia. Your support truly matters to us. And to Minister Wong, we applaud your continued leadership and vision for our region. Thank you, Lalabalavu. To all our colleagues, this is just the start. I'm sure we all have a wish list that we want to see being achieved, but nevertheless, Rome was not built in a day. And by doing this, government is committed to ensuring that you, our colleagues, have a much better environment to serve our people and partners and health across Fiji. Lalabalavu for all your hard work and your dedication. And it is the reason we are making progress. We do this together for our people, and let's build it better. Those few words, thank you, Danyabad, and Lalabalavu.